Yeah.
Yeah, Abby was getting it, Shaka Boom. We was getting it. I my wife looked at that, she said, I feel cheated. She said, we missed it.
Yeah, I feel like we missed out big time.
Yeah, we didn't air it that night. They had some some stuff going on with the theater, and the photographer didn't get there till a little later, so we had to get it edited and get all the footage done. And so yeah, we didn't get the live stream. The only way you could see it was I think a lot of people were streaming it on Facebook Live and on their YouTube pages, but yeah, we had a royal time, man. We had a royal
It looks like
time,
it.
man. We had a great time, man. We
How
did.
many people? What was the
I know it was a packed house. It's like maybe 100 or so seat theater. So it was like every seat in the house was full. So it was pretty.
So what you're saying is y'all had like 2,000 people there?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, about 2,300 to
Yeah,
say
that
the
sounds about
least.
right.
Oh yeah, that's
can't
yeah,
take
that's
this, I
about
can't
right. But
take this
yeah,
lady nowhere.
I'm sorry.
keep in
Welcome
the
back,
house, right?
Ayo.
Keep in the house. It's good to be back. I'm back.
Oh man.
I'm bite like I left something.
Hey, it's a beautiful thing though, brother. You was on that stage. That's why I told you last night that I haven't finished watching the entire event.
Hmm.
I've been watching parts of it,
Yeah,
But you was on that stage, man. Your presence was huge. The stage was big,
yeah,
brother. I run my mouth a lot. I'm a talker. I know I am. Believe it or not, I preached in front of big stages too. I've been on big
yeah,
stages when I was in the Christian church. I
yeah,
preached in front of big, but it's something about a stage like that.
yeah.
You
It's
are the only one on the
on there.
stage,
Yeah,
and you are in control of the atmosphere.
right,
And it's
right,
like you are the one. People's energy is going
right.
to be
Sharp.
determined,
Right,
right?
right, right.
Boy,
Set the
I'd have
atmosphere.
been nervous as a you. All of the phrases that we say, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I'd have been that. I'd have been
I,
that.
and here's the funny thing about it. To tell you the truth, out of all the times in my life, that was the one time that wasn't an ounce of nervousness or anxiety or nothing.
Oh
That
wow.
that whole week, I was just fasting and praying, and I just left everything at the feet of the Most High, and I gave it all to Mashiach Yahusha to take it all over. And when I got on that stage, that was probably out of all my years singing in children's choirs and choirs traveling the music business and performing on John Legend, Floydry, Jagged Edge, Jodeci, you name it. That was the one time. And even in the truth, I normally kind of a little nervous. And believe it or not, this time I was wondering like, okay, this is Chicago, a different set of Israel that I've never met. See some of the people on social media, but normally when we go to events, it's Israelites we connect with on Facebook. That's sort of familiar. This side has never heard of me until Mike Malice. All praises for him and shouts to him for promoting the song and playing it on his channel. They never heard of me until he introduced me to that side. So I was kind of reluctant on how they was going to receive me, but as you can see, it
Yeah,
was
I
the
heard them.
message was well received, man. So
They knew who you were, brother, because I
all
heard them
praises,
singing your song.
all praises.
I
Yeah, they
heard,
were
yeah, I
singing the
heard,
song.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. I
so
heard them singing. So
yeah,
you might not know that they didn't know who
right,
you were,
right,
but they
right.
knew who you were upon your arrival. You did a beautiful job too. I'm riding in the car with the elect 12, no doubt, shotgun. You did your
All
thing,
praises,
most high,
all
brother.
praises.
Yo, for sure. I
Yes,
want to
sir.
give some shout outs here to people that is in the house. I'm
Yeah.
seeing Shaka Boom 80. I think I see McCall, Yahoo in the house. Yo, I want to say this here too, and I hope I'm not stepping out in the boundaries. I saw a post that she put up that she made an official last name. And when I saw that, I even commented. I'm 51 years old, and my wife can attest to it. I still have those thoughts of changing my last name to my
Right,
pop's last name.
right, 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 right.
as a grown man, so I could just imagine the feeling that she have on that. I'm carrying the last name of a cat that ain't ain't my daddy. Actually, of a cat that I don't even really know. You dig what I'm saying? Seen him a couple of times, so I just want to give a shout out to that man, because what that is too, that just shows that you are doing something amazing in your household. When they say the house of Ayo, you know what I'm saying? Something like that, man, because those are decisions that don't have to be made, that was made. And not only was it made, it was a follow through. So I just want to say congratulations.
Yeah, man. We're blessed. Yeah, that was a blessing, man. It's a blessing. So yeah, my daughters and sons, man, in this truth, man, and outside the truth, you know, but especially that's in this walk, like McCall and Mahalik, Yaya and Ducky, that's in the house, man. When I look at them and my wife and, you know, Dallin, and I just, it makes me go harder for the Most High each day, man. You know, I'm inspired by them, and 99% of the time it's vice versa for them. But my wife knows when I look at her, when I look at them, I just love the Most High even more because I know where I came from. You know, I know that McCall, she didn't have the last name as my other children because, you know, back in the day, I was just who I was, and the Most High, it took him to change me to have restoration and what I have now. So yeah, you're definitely, you know, we appreciate you for recognizing that. All praises, man. I love the Most High. He is good, man.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something about these families. They have a way of making a man a man.
I'm telling you,
when you got you a good wife and you got children that you love, because you start realizing there's one event in the Bible that I always think about, and that's Achan's sin. The instructions was don't mess with none of that stuff. Don't take none of that stuff. Leave all that stuff alone, because all that stuff is unholy. And he took a garment, and because of him taking that garment, the whole nation was cursed. And it was a countdown all the way down to him and his family. You dig what I'm saying? When you realize that, and you got a family, you got to start with yourself when you want to cleanse the house. You can't cleanse the house until you cleanse yourself. You dig what I'm saying? And you got to do self-reflections all the time, because like one of my cousins told me not long ago, he said, man, my wife do not listen to what I say. She listen to what I do.
Come on, man.
You dig what I'm saying? And so, yeah, man, you know, I look at my children, I look at my wife, I look at myself, and it just for real make you get closer to the Most High, because like you say, I know where I come from. I know where we can be. You know what I'm saying? And I fear him, man, for real. But yeah, man, Me Two Times is in the house. I want to give a special shout out to her as well. This book that you see here on the screen, this here is a result of Me Two Times. That is one of my favorite cousins. I love that girl. Helped me get through the summer 2014 when my mom's died. If it wasn't for her, you know what I'm saying, opening up, and I don't even know if she knew that she was therapeutic for me that summer, but she was. That was a great song. It really was, man. I wasn't in the truth. I'm gonna say that much. That was a great.
It was a crazy song for sure.
A summer to remember.
A summer to remember.
For sure.
Yes, indeed, man. But yeah, she was very therapeutic for me, man, doing that summer. And truth be told, is going to be changing. Okay. It's going to be changing right before you guys' eyes. We're going to be playing with stuff, trying to see what works and what does not work. I know you guys have noticed that music has not been being played on here. And it's not the fact the music will not be being played on here. I am going to say this, so if it get out that I said it and come back to me and I can say, yeah, I did say it. We're not playing music on here because of a lack of appreciation, okay? There is no way in the world any of us as Hebrews that have any platforms, whether it be podcasts, whether it be clothing, whether it be jewelry, Even the entertainers, there is no reason in the world why none of us cannot be successful. So I'm gonna tell you why we're not successful. It's because the nation is not doing what the nation is supposed to do. We'll get on here, we'll cap about the Jews this, Jews that, the Jews do this, and the Jews do that, and we don't be lying. But I'm gonna tell you one thing that the Jews do that we never talk about is that they take up for their own. If a Jew starts something, you best believe that them other Jews is gonna get behind him and back him up 100.
Facts.
It ain't gonna be no hungry Jews out there. So if you want music played on Truth Be Told, our podcast email is truthbetoldflexpodcast@gmail.com. I said what I said. I meant what I meant. I'm not trying to be ugly, but I do know this for a fact that we as Black people, not only in this nation, we love handouts. We love stuff for free. It done happened to me twice that a person be like, yo, can I come on and do something so? Yeah, this is what ain't heard nothing else from.
None.
I sleep good at night, and I'm gonna sleep good at night. You understand what I'm saying? So, all I'm trying to say is that if you want a service for Truth Be Told Flex Podcast, the email is truthbetoldflexpodcast@gmail.com. Get at us, we get back with you, and we will talk about that. Other than that, that's that. But not Shalahadi walked off for a minute, so but yeah, you got anything to say? I'm
man, I stand 10 toes down with you, bruh. You already know. Hey, yeah, like me 2 times say, we learning each day ourselves how we can be to each other. So yeah, like Shir said, it is. There's the email. If you want to reach out, reach out. If not, nobody's losing sleep on this side.
Nobody's losing sleep.
So don't think you stopping what the Most High already got in motion and got action in just because you ain't reaching out or don't support that. Just I don't know what to tell you. We good.
So that is that, man. So other than that, I'm ready. You ready or not?
Yep, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So one of my favorite segments of the show is to kind of talk amongst yourselves. I didn't pick a whole lot of things to discuss for this particular topic. It's going to kind of blend into the sports field. But one of the things I wanted to bring up was, have you guys heard the rumor about Dr. Umar and his illegitimate children?
Is that white?
No. No. that definitely would have been a plot twist.
That's right. It'd have definitely been.
That'd have been a huge plot twist, though, for sure.
Been a Shyamalan M. Night plot twist.
Man, look at here.
I have not heard.
Yeah, so apparently he has a daughter named Nisa or Anissa that has spoken out, basically saying that he hasn't attended any of her events, no graduations, no birthdays, none of that. And so Dr. Umar came back and he didn't deny it, but he did say he'd like to have a 3-way conversation between her mom, and obviously himself to kind of clear up some things. But what he has accused her of is being a struggling, what did he call her? She is a...
Talking about the daughter?
Yes, that she is clout chasing and she's a struggling streamer. So because she couldn't get her streaming, whatever that is that she's trying to do, off the ground, she figured she could get some action if she threw that information out there. So I haven't really dug into any more of it. I'm sure there's going to be more coming out, but I just thought that was an interesting take that he who is such a huge and strong supporter of the Black family, never once mentioned that he has these illegitimate children. Personally, I think if you're going to talk about the Black family and, you know, how you think the Black family needs to stay together and how Black men need to marry Black women, the least you could do is recognize and honor your past. Mistakes or not, at least recognize your past behaviors and say, yeah, I know that it needs to be, Black family need to be together and this is why. You know, I made some mistakes in my past, but as far as I know, he's never acknowledged any of that.
He hasn't. He just out here being a single dude. You know, you can't tell everybody to have a family, and Black men love the Black woman, and bruh, you ain't what? Like, what you mean?
Right.
How you gonna? You ain't even an example. So, like, how you gonna tell us? But hey, you can't tell
Put it
nobody
out
that
there.
these days. Yeah,
Yeah.
These folks these days.
It's what bothers me about the whole situation is because we don't know the whole story about it, right?
That's true.
And the reason why I say that is because I kind of lived this here a little bit. I had a daughter that was born in '94, and I did everything that I could possibly do to be in that baby's life.
Mm-hmm.
Up until the time where she was of age and she could understand. And her mama did everything that she could to keep me out of that baby's life. So I don't know what the whole story is with Umar and this particular girl and the baby mama, right?
I feel you on that.
What bothers me is what he said. Because even if it's true that she is clout chasing to try to get a stream off the ground by using your name, at the end of the day, that's still your daughter. You don't say that. You know what I'm saying? You don't put that out publicly. That's what bothered me about this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That you would put your daughter out there like that and talk about. Because see, now what you doing, Umar, is no different than all of the other black people that you talk about.
There you go. That's the point.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
That's the point.
So yeah, he should have used a better way of owning up to his mistakes. Right. So you showed some immaturity and you showed a lack of discipline with that.
Right.
That comment.
Which he calls Pookie and Ray Ray energy. That's what you can't be going with these brothers with this Pookie and Ray Ray energy. Okay, well, what are you displaying?
That's what you just did.
That's what you just did. Pookie and Ray Ray in the hood. That's what you just did. So I hope they can reconcile and get things together. Because I like Dr. Umar. I think he has a wealth of knowledge. And I think you can tell if you watch some of his daughter's lives, you can tell the rant is from a place. It doesn't come from a good place. It's an emotional place of anger where I think the anger is longing for a true relationship with her dad. That's where I think it comes from. But again, it still comes across as anger. You know what I'm saying? So it don't land right with females her age that's going through the same thing. They're just going to get angry with their dad instead of wanting to reconcile and wanting to have a conversation and saying, hey, mom, can we call dad and just get a 3-way 5 minutes just to talk?
Right.
So it comes from a place of, she's 22?
Yeah, she's 22.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's a little young to be right and just call my daddy. That's a little like.
It's one thing about the girls and their daddies, man. Them girls love their daddies, dude.
That's it.
It's the true saying mama sons and
mama
daddy,
boy, daddy's girl.
Them girls love their daddies, man.
So the other piece of this really quick too is that supposedly there is another daughter out there.
Well, he ain't always been Dr. Umar, man. Come on.
Understood.
He used to be Charles.
Understood. But here's the thing. One of the things that you just pointed out is that you have a daughter from a previous situationship that was born in '94. You have never denied her.
Right.
No.
You have never not brought her up. Right. Although, there's not really a relationship right now. If she were to call you today, you would not deny her call.
No, right.
But the point is, people who know you for the most part know that you have this daughter.
100.
Right. Sometimes people who know you ask about her. You're like, I haven't really talked to her. She, I made attempts to reach out. She doesn't respond. So there are people who know, but for you to be this whole public figure in terms of being a proponent of the Black family, and this is just now coming out, it's a little weird to me. That's all I'm saying.
Start talking about it though.
No, but when you start having conversations about, like I said earlier, when you start having conversations about the Black family and keeping the Black family together and being supportive of the Black family and all the things that come with that, sometimes you have to use your own self as an example of this is why you feel the Black family needs to be together. I've never heard this from him. It's never come up. That's all I'm saying. It's just very weird that it has never been brought to the forefront. If he mentioned it 20 years ago, okay, cool, I'm wrong. But in all of his talkings, I've never heard it brought up. So I just thought that was a little weird.
Yeah, that is.
Next, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying good point. Good point.
Yeah. Next topic. Don't watch the BET Awards, but there was something that came out of that. A couple of somethings that came out of the show, but the one thing that stuck out to me is that Gloria Hallelujah.
That's that girl.
Yeah, her name is Gloria Hallelujah
My
Woods.
mama named her that.
Uh-huh.
And she the biggest.
Hey, Glorilla won. She won the gospel album of the year.
Yes, she did.
Make that make sense to me.
Disclaimer, y'all run over to Mo Talk when this show is over with, because I did do a show on that last night. Run over there to Mo Talk and check it out, because I did talk about that last night.
That is insane. I saw that. I was like, that's a joke, right? No, she actually won.
Gospel.
Did you see what she had on at the BET Awards?
Did you hear how she was trying to thank the Most High? Did you hear that?
No. I just saw the blurb come up, checked out that she won, and was like, yeah, like Jamil said.
Do y'all mind
That's
if I play
wild.
that video right quick? How she sounded?
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Man, listen to this, man.
That's wild.
This
wild.
was crazy.
That's wild.
Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
Oh, what you got?
Oh, what you got? I was like, man, where is?
Where are the parents? Where are the morals?
Oh.
They somewhere in the jacuzzi spending her money.
Yes, indeed.
Oh no, I'm not gonna be able to. I thought I had it saved over here, but I don't.
Yeah.
But if you go watch Mo Talk,
go watch. Y'all go tap in Mo Talk. As soon as the show over,
it's on
go
there.
tap in Mo Talk.
Yeah,
Boy,
she said it hurt my feelings the way she was trying to give thanks to the Most High, man. How she sounded, I was like, is this chick for real, man? Like,
and at this point, it's just a total mockery, and they don't even care no more. They used to have a moral or value about it, and with at least, something like that, they might have announced it in the newspaper the next day that somebody like that won and not aired it. But now they don't even care no more.
Yeah, they don't even care. Here it is, right here. This is the sound effect, no visuals. So tell me if you guys can hear this.
Thank God, because this is a gospel award, huh? This is my first BET award, even though I've been here 3 years and get nominated 6 times, 8 times. It's a blessing to get the gospel award first because I owe it all to God. Shout out to BET too. I love BET too. Shout out to Kirk Franklin. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of scared to ask him for a feature on this song because y'all know how I be rapping. But I was like, oh my God, when he said yes, I was so excited. I had this song in the vault for so long. Shout out to Maverick
Shit
C,
stayed in the vault.
Kara Sure. Don't mind my accent, don't laugh at me. And Shannon Lamore, and shout out to God. And shout out to my mama. My mama big
Shout out to God.
Shout out to my mama, my dad, and my uncle Johnny, Tammy. Shout out to me, shout out to my dog. I got my white dog members up here. And shout out to God. I love y'all. Let go.
Man.
Shout out to God.
The elect.
We don't even want to have that conversation with the elect.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, Kirk is a big joke. I agree 100%.
Man, I almost cussed on that one, Jamil. You were absolutely right.
Man,
like
that dude.
She was afraid to ask him for the feature. He didn't have to say yeah,
but he agreed to.
He agreed to.
You did it.
Yeah, Kirk be during there twerking on some of his stuff now.
In them skinny jeans.
Yes, indeed.
With that mid.
All right,
shirt.
moving on. So one last topic. This is going into sports spill, but then I'll let you hit the one that you want to talk about. So I have to say I'm super, super disappointed. First of all, BET gave Angel Reese the female athlete of the year award. Ridiculous. And I kind of understand why they did it. I'm almost embarrassed to say I'm about to agree with this man, but Jason Whitlock made a valid point that they nominated her or gave her that award so that she could stun on Caitlin Clark, which I firmly believe, but I think it was misplaced. That's not what they should have done.
That ain't no stun on Caitlin Clark on a BET
I get it. I understand, but she got an award. That's all I'm saying. That's all BET could do. And that's what they did. They gave her an award. My point though is, or where I was going with this is, if you have seen her gameplay this year, she need to get back in the gym. I am so embarrassed. I'm so disappointed watching Angel Reese right now. It is disgusting, her play right now. Her coach doesn't help, but it's horrible.
She done spent all off-season branding and taking pictures and eating out and dating opposed to getting in the gym.
Yeah.
Now it's 80% branding and commercials and ads and sponsorships, 20% gym, and it used to be the other way around. But you can tell, like you said, it shows. And
it shows. Yeah, I watched. I've been seeing the numbers. Last night was my first time catching the WNBA game, but I follow the WNBA like I follow baseball, which is I just read up on numbers and scores. Right, got time to watch it, but I watched it last night and I said I can understand why they having a hard time. Pushing this product, man. NCAA women's basketball is quadruple times better than
absolutely
basketball.
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not even finna waste no more time on that. You got anything else?
No, but I do know you wanted to go in and talk a little bit about Shedeur Sanders. So
yeah, so did you see last week? What's the day? Thursday? It might have been this week.
Today is Wednesday.
Today Wednesday.
The 11th.
Keep it straight, but not. It might have been this week. Cleveland Browns held this young man back from taking any first team reps, man. But when you follow him, I know you about to bust, and I'm gonna just let you go here. But when you follow him on YouTube and in the news, so you got the media trying to give you this image of Shedeur, right? But when you got these other people that's on the inside that is not being paid by these big markets, they telling you a complete total opposite. So now you got to decide who you want to listen to. Well, by process of elimination, I got to listen to the person who ain't really got nothing to lose. Tell the truth, right?
Right.
Shedeur killing all of them quarterbacks in Canada right now. Gabriel, he's killing Gabriel. He's killing Flacco. He's killing them all, man. And so when I saw that they held him back from not taking any first string reps, I said to myself, there they go again with this. Right. We're trying to sabotage. But I love the way the young man is handling himself. He's not complaining. He's not talking bad about the organization. Nope. He's not whining. He's just getting up every morning, going to work, doing what he's supposed to do, you know? And so we looking firsthand what slavery looked like when you look at the NFL. Totally. You looking at firsthand what slavery looked like. Go ahead, Ayob. I know you got something
to say. Shedeur is balling, man. And the reason they don't want him to take any snaps with the first team, because if he takes the other day, let's see, Jackson Dart, white quarterback out of Mississippi, Ole Miss. Giants drafted him in the first round, passed over Shedeur. In practice the other day, he was like 5 for 12 with like 3 interceptions. Horrible day. Horrible. And from what I understand, the Giants organization the practice was down after that. After practice, they was like, oh gosh, what do we do? Shedeur is balling. So my point is, if he goes in with the first reps and say he goes 10 for 15 for 3 touchdowns, that even makes them look bad, because then they're going to be like, why didn't y'all pick him first round, Cleveland? Like, what happened? Why did y'all pick Dylan Gabriel? Why did you sign Joe Flacco? So that's why they say for right now, we can't, because today was the first day of mandatory OTAs. And from what I understand, he balled out. I watched the video and I was trying to cue it up. They were doing their red zone package. And that's when the offense will go on the 20-yard line and see if you can get out of 4 tries against the defense to get into the end zone. The defensive back played the best coverage I've seen. Literally, Shador had to put this ball to where only the receiver, he put it so high up, but he did it with just enough zip and just enough air where it literally, the ball went past the DB's fingertips on his glove and the receiver stretched out and grabbed it and scored a touchdown. That's what they scared of. Yeah. That's Tom Brady, Joe Montana like.
Yeah.
And that's why they say, look, let's hold this guy back. If he do this 3rd or 4th game of the preseason, it looks a little better on us. Even though it'll still make us look bad, it makes us look better. If he do this now with the first team, we cooked in the media. The media will be cooking them. So, yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's it. I just wish I could cue that video up, but I can't find it. But
right now, all of these practices are private practices.
Right.
So, the teams, coaches, and selective media is in there, and so we can only go by what we see and what it is that we get, right? That's coming out of there, right? When preseason starts, the world is going to see. So it's going to be interesting to see how Cleveland is going to handle the situation then, right?
Right.
But I can tell you this: there is nothing about Shador Sanders on how he talk or how he's been balling. Up until yesterday, I was just telling somebody I don't think he had an interception yet.
Right. I don't think so.
I don't think he had an interception yet.
I don't think.
And all the other quarterbacks have, including Flacco, right? Including Flacco. He got more touchdowns than any other quarterbacks that's in the camp with him.
Yep.
Right? Yep. And so it's going to be interesting to see. And an article just came across that said that Shador may not be with, and this is what the media do. This is how they be playing with people. Shador may not be with the Browns come opening day of the season. It ain't like he gonna be out the league. And people who don't understand, they'll take that and they'll, be running and be all, you know what I'm saying? Look,
right.
There is no way. No matter how much they trying to break this man down, at the end of the day, they know that this man is be able to make them more money,
right,
in the league than out of the league.
That's it.
They know he will. And my opinion is this: is that he's not gonna start opening day. Dylan Gabriel gotta start because he was drafted. Right. Gotta. But before this season is over with, Shador Sanders is going to be starting. If not in Cleveland, it's going to be somewhere because what happened in the NFL, and is that teams start getting every game matter. Yep. And if you can find a team that's missing that one quarterback away from doing something,
yep. Well, and I know we got to move on, but real quick, somewhere like Indianapolis, where Anthony Richardson just went down with a shoulder injury, where they don't know their second-year young 22-year-old quarterback how long he's going to be out. Right. So again, before the preseason is up, they may trade Shador to Indy, and he'll go out there and ain't got nothing to lose, fifth round, and ball out and get rookie of the year, and all these teams gonna be crying. Just like Sher said, that's he can audition in preseason. They trade him, he go to Indy because Anthony Richardson is hurt. He'll ball out, he'll ball out. So we'll see.
That's that, man. Yeah. So that's that. I feel like Shador is gonna have a hell of a career, man. Hell of a career.
That's it.
Right.
Yes, sir.
We ready to transition or not?
Let's do it.
Yes.
All right. These two yahoos. So Trump and Gavin Newsom are fighting big time because your president, y'all's president, has decided that he needs to deploy the National Guard and the Marines in LA due to riots. So between June 9th and June 10th, and even today, Trump ordered approximately 4,000 National Guard troops alongside 700 active duty Marines in LA in response to immigration-related protests following ICE raids. Trump's view, federal deployment was needed to maintain federal law and order when local leadership failed to contain an invasion. And Newsom voiced that federalizing state forces and involving Marines without state consent is illegal and infringes on sovereignty and has prompted an emergency lawsuit. The biggest thing, though, that this is going to cost around, and I believe this number is going to increase even higher, is about $134 million because of this deployment. But that being said, what do you think the real reason for the deployment, and where do you think this is going to go?
Go ahead, Doc.
I believe that the real reason for this deployment is commerce, man. This is about money.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of times when we see stuff like this, and I just told somebody on Facebook a while ago that we need to learn how to put our emotions aside, stop believing everything that we see, and stop believing everything that we hear.
Yep.
There is real things happening to real people in California. Okay?
Yep.
But are the riots real?
Mm.
Or were they manufactured?
Mm.
That's the question that we need to ask. We talk about two things on this show all the time: that America, that the USA is a corporation, and we've also talked about private prisons on this show. Privatizations of prisons on this show.
Right.
So right now what we're seeing a corporation making a business move in California.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. There might have not been not one riot that broke out, but with the burnings that's in California, and we already know that California has a history of riots, right?
Yep.
This is one of the bluest cities in the country as well, meaning that federal government have been carrying this country, this state for the longest. I know a person personally. I never forget, this is what she told me. She's from Dallas, moved to California, her and her family. And I was like, why did you stay here? This is what she told me. The amount of money this state give you for food stamps and welfare, I ain't going nowhere.
Wow.
I'm going to teach my kids how to be on welfare.
Ooh.
Now, we know that the cost of living in California is already expensive,
Crazy.
right?
Right.
But that's federal money. That's not state money.
Right. Right.
And I always use the analogy that if I pay your bills, I own you. So right now, this is a Doge move that we're looking at.
Right.
Trump, like, look, we tired of carrying you. We tired of, you see what I'm saying? We want other things to do. Have we forgot about the South Africans that want to come here? We clearing stuff out. This is what we're seeing. So you got to ask yourself, where are these immigrants going? All of them that they taking. We talk about private prisons, right? El Salvador, Costa Rica, Panama, and now they're talking about going to Libya. And they have discussions. Oh yeah, they have discussions. And it also said the deportation process is often complex and involves various agreements between U.S. and receiving countries. And they take them to private jails. Do you hear me? Private jail. So what we're seeing, and I'm going to end on this. What we're seeing in real time is legal, unjust kidnapping.
Yeah.
Commerce.
That's it.
That's what we see.
That's it. Because
So really quick, Ayo, before you jump into your point,
I
I just wanted to add in here that one of the major differences between these riots and the LA riots from 1992. First of all, this started as a protest, just people protesting, right? The LA riots started out for whatever reasons they started out, but the government, the local government requested help. They requested the military to come out and aid with that. They're not requesting that here. They didn't ask for their assistance in this.
Right.
Trump just decided this is what we
Right,
do.
and that's why I say we looking at a corporation doing a business move. That's,
Right.
Yeah, that was my point of saying that. Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry, Ayo.
Oh no, you're good. So I just want to make the point. So what's happening? What a lot of us, and I know our audience and our panel, we pay attention to this, but I want y'all to pay attention. What she was saying about the privatization of it. It is a private corporation, like Mitt Romney, Elon Musk. What we call, and we've talked about on this show all the time, what Mitt Romney was representing back in 2012 and 2016, what they were not ready for that's happening now, is what we call a venture capitalist. And what a venture capitalist do is for a corporation that's failing, and Mitt Romney himself has bragged and talked about doing debates. Burger King, Staples, Papa John's, he helps save those companies. And what they do is if a corporation is about to go bankrupt, Mitt Romney and Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, what you don't know about them is what they do. They'll go in, they'll take their team of 15 people to go out and find about 100 IT guys or less and go into a company and lay everybody off.
Yep.
So you save payroll, you save logistics spending, shipping costs, a lot of overhead, and save the company by having those 50 guys in IT and your 5 to 10 people in upper management do everything that 2,000 people were doing.
Yep.
So what you see now is the big thing. These are not Mitt Romney, but Gavin Newsom is, like you just said, hey, we didn't ask for this. I'm the governor. I should know when troops are coming into one of my cities and going to take over.
Correct.
Donald Trump can't make it look like I got on the phone like the last time and said, hey, we need some help. We going to get in another day or two. We can't keep this up. So what's happening, guys, is they were protesting. And you had unmarked cars driving up with guys in black outfits, ski masks, bulletproof vests, boots, combat, no badges, no ID, apprehending people. And people's like, wait, identify yourself. We don't know. Are you FBI, CIA, local police? You could have been at a computer desk and left your suit and tie and came in and put on a bulletproof vest and just rolled up and grabbing people. So they like, no, we don't need to identify ourselves. So guess what they are? That's a private company or
That's
mercenary.
exactly what it is.
Just like how they hire you 10 IT guys and lay 2,000 people off and run the company until they. This is what's happening. They're paying mercenaries a little bit of money to come in with the National Guard. That's why the National Guard had to come in, because they're fighting the mercenaries that was pulling up. 5 guys hop out of black Suburban with tinted windows and you don't know if they're ICE. You don't know what they are. So that's what's happening. So again, make America great again. Again, like we said on this podcast a lot, make America great again means we want to do anything to you and you not be able to protest at all. That's what's happening.
Yeah, we're moving from. I was just explaining to my wife the other day. They stole the republic from us. Many don't even know about the republic and what the republic really is. They stole the republic from us and they slid democracy up under our feet.
Right.
We've been up under what they call democracy so long that we think that democracy is right. When the founding fathers of this place, Thomas Jefferson himself, not our founding fathers, of course, but the founding fathers of what they call quote unquote founding fathers. I need to find a better way of saying that, right? Especially when I'm talking about it, because they ain't my founding fathers. But Thomas Jefferson himself, he said, we gave you a republic We fought and we died to give you a republic. He said it's your job to keep it. And they lost it.
They lost it.
Democracy. So now what we're seeing is two things happening in real time. They're moving away from a democracy to a technocracy and also a dictatorship.
That's it.
And they got the white people in. We said it on this show that presidents, as we know them now in America, it's not going to be like that soon. Y'all think Elon Musk, and we're going to talk about this later, y'all really think he's going anywhere? No. Y'all really think, you know what I'm saying? Not going
no.
He put something in motion. He put a machine in motion.
Right.
And it's moving so well now, and you're seeing some of it play out in LA, right? You're seeing it play out that he can back away now. That's when you know that you created something good. When you don't have, when you start a business and that business can run on its own, that's what Elon has already done. So the way he runs Tesla is the same thing that he is doing in the White House right now, people.
Right.
The exact same thing. I want to give some little back into what Ayo was saying with the privatization. ICE ain't nothing but mercenaries. We talk about America send mercenaries over there and stuff. That's what ICE is. And it says, and not only is ICE mercenaries, it says the use of private detention contractors is a vital piece of national detention system, enabling ICE to execute its own missions. Core Civic and Geo Group Incorporation continue to be valued partners in the immigration detention space. That's why I made the comment that what we're seeing in real time is legal but unjust kidnappings.
That's right. There you go. That's what I left out.
This is what we're seeing right now. We're seeing the same thing that they did to us in Africa.
Right.
That they doing
that they're
right
doing
now.
We were the base model, how they doing it now. We were the foundation of how to do it. And that's what I was saying, not to cut you off, but they were hopping out of unmarked cars, no badges, don't know their ICE, without a warrant, just nabbing people at graduation. At graduations, at a sixth grade graduation, no badge, just walking there, snatching people up. So people is like, wait, you don't have a warrant? No habeas corpus? Oh, you mean like Trump a couple weeks ago, last month, was talking about suspending it. So that's basically, like you said, it's kidnapping. We can take you, you can't do nothing about it, and the National Guard got our back. And we out of here.
So before we move on, we got to make this point, 2 points. It's still not our fight.
Right.
And I say this with all the backbone as I possibly can, because nobody stands up for us. You're going to hear people saying that you need to get in it and help. Even though we know it's wrong, no, you don't. Sit down. When we get in trouble, nobody, let them have their own fight.
Right.
We're gonna let the Most High and Hamashiach fight for us.
That's it.
Okay. We got books. We got Isaiah. We got Jeremiah. Okay, to let us know how we gonna get taken up out of this thing. This is not our fight. Sit down.
Right.
Second thing is we cannot get comfortable and say that this is happening in California, this is happening in Dallas, or this is happening in New York, and be comfortable and don't worry about it, because at some point the immigrants are going to run out.
Yeah. And
when they run out, you gotta ask yourself,
yep,
who's next?
Who's next?
Who's next?
Yeah, man. It's wild out there, boy. It is wow.
All right. So next up we have this young lady. I'm trying to pull up her name. I thought I had it.
What is this?
Oh, I got her name. Adriana
Souza.
Yeah.
Souza.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got 3 different variations of this young lady's name.
Right.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, she is one of the 13 bodies that have been found since March of predominantly women discovered in remote areas across Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Maine, ranging from dismembered remains to unattended deaths. So there is an outcry right now, fueled by Facebook groups Reddit speculation and TikTok videos saying that there is a serial killer on the loose. Law enforcement, however, is treating each case individually and saying that the victimology is not the same. I don't know if any of you watch Criminal Minds, but there's always a group that comes in whenever there's a serial killer. They do what they call victimology, and they try and find similarities between the killings, but there have not been enough in their mind of the same type to say that it's a serial killer. However, expert opinions are saying that this is probably more human trafficking, and because they don't really have anywhere to dispose of the bodies, this is the best way for them to do it. So whether it be kidnap, whether or human trafficking, or whatever the case may be, organized traffic victims, they're not giving it the attention that a lot of people feel like it should have. With that being said, what do you guys feel like is really going on here?
Go ahead.
It's crazy how the mainstream media has not really touched on this. And if you look at the skin tone of 99% of the victims, as you see the young face in this graphic that you see before you, you probably know why the mainstream media is mum on this. Let the demographic of skin tone be the other way around, 99% non-melanated opposed to 1% melanated, it'll be all over the news everywhere. 13 bodies since March in a remote place like New England, and nobody's saying nothing. Well, that's cause I believe out of the 13 is one Caucasian or white woman, and the other 12 are either Latino or so-called black. And
Gabby Patino.
Right. And it's sad that we have to sit here and report this, and only on Facebook and only on TikTok and ABC and NBC and MSNBC ain't said nothing about it. Nothing.
Not a word.
Not a word. It's crazy. Like how not? The first victim, 35-year-old Paige Fannin, was found in Connecticut's Norwalk River on March 6th. The first victim. Before Suazo, the picture you see, the last body, 34-year-old Jasmine Wilkes, was found on May 30th. So from March to May, 13 bodies and nothing. And to answer your question, I do believe there is someone or multiple people, serial kill unalivers or serial unalivers, one or more. It's either one or more, because this just doesn't start happening. This ain't been over the span of a year. It's not 2 years. This is March to May.
It's March. Yeah.
That's crazy.
90 days.
90 days, 13 bodies. So that's like 3 or 4 bodies a month. So, that's like a body a week. So I pray, and what it is these are families out here that are looking for these young girls that have gotten this news and they want answers, and we're the ones reporting it. So I just hope that they find this person, because guess what? That murderous spirit, as Mashiach said, doesn't find rest until it does what it came to do in this realm. So it's not gonna find rest until another victim is unalive. So yeah, I think we do. To answer your question, I think there is a serial unaliver that's loose.
I want to show something right quick. Just want to put this in perspective. My man was talking about over there. Can y'all see that?
Yeah, look at that.
That's what we talking about.
Is this the work of a
serial killer? Is this the work of a serial killer? You tell me. Bodies found in Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island. You tell me. Now, y'all know I think outside the box a lot, right? And I'm proud of that.
Right.
When things like this happen, though, but not, the truth be told, family, I immediately begin to start thinking police, man. This is what I'm thinking. Who would know how to kill somebody and dispose of the body better than the police? And we talking about up in Northeast, where we know some of the most corrupt police forces in all of America is at. And I'm glad that Ayo made the point that 99% of them are Black and Mexican or other than Latino. Because when I was going through, I tried to find as many of them as I could. Right. One of them was a white girl. One of them was a white girl. Yep. And I had to look at it like 3 or 4 times. Like, that's a white girl. You know what I'm saying? Right. But everybody else that I looked at. Right. So this might not even be human trafficking. This might just be a straight up murdering person. Yep. But if I was investigating, if I was on the job, I'm starting with police. I'm starting at every police department in these cities right now. Right. That's where I'm starting.
Where y'all been? Where you going? Who you been with? Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I'm starting with, man. Yep. Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. They saying that these bodies are being found in wooded areas. That's where they say these bodies are being found. And these bodies, this is a stretched out area right here. This is like a 70-mile area. You dig what I'm saying? Yep. And so they gonna say the police is telling these people that even though the people are afraid of a serial killer, the police say that there is no evidence linking the case and showing that the public is in danger. You don't think the public is in danger?
Well,
look at this here. If you lived up there as a female, would you not feel as though you was in danger? Would this not alter your daily routine?
Man.
Yep.
It definitely gonna do more than alter the daily routine.
This would alter your daily routines, right? Yep. Places where you used to feel comfortable going by yourself.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're gonna still feel comfortable, and it blows my mind that, like Ayob said, that we the ones talking about this here. Mm-hmm. Only on social media. I'm telling you, that spirit that Trump have, it's gonna bleed over to these social media platforms.
You're right.
He's gonna shut all of us up.
Yep.
At some point, real soon.
Yep. Absolutely. Totally agree. Big con. We are in that freedom of speech or freedom of speech. The right will be taken away. Right now, we have the right to say what we want, and we can say it. But after a while, it's fascism, communism. It's slowly but surely. Again,
and it's only coming in because the people are allowing it, though.
Yeah, our Constitution is morphing right before our eyes, and a lot of people are agreeing to it and accepting it, not realizing that's what's happening. You guys are agreeing to this. You are allowing these things to take place. You're allowing these things to happen for the sake of safety, security, whatever it is, and don't realize your rights are slowly being pulled away from you. Right. And by the time you realize it, I don't know if any of you guys have ever watched the series Handmaid's Tale. Phenomenal series. If you get a chance to check it out, go check it out. Especially the first couple of seasons, the first 2-3 seasons. One of the main pieces of this show talks about all the different things that happened in the government that were slowly taking place behind the scenes that they didn't realize were happening, the lies that were being told so that they could start implementing certain things. And before they knew it, their whole construct had completely changed. One of the most interesting parts of the show is that these United States of America went from 50 stars on the flag to 2 stars on the flag, because those 2 stars were the only 2 states that considered themselves to still be part of the United States. Everybody else, all the other states had kind of morphed into this new ideology and belief. But the general construct, though, is that all these things were taking place and people didn't realize it was even happening. They looked up one day and all these things, like one of the key pieces is one of the managers of a major company came in and announced to all the female employees, all of you are fired effective immediately. You got to box up your stuff and go. And they were completely dumbfounded. Like, what are you talking about? What happened? By the time they got home, they realized women no longer had rights.
That's crazy.
If a woman owned a bank account, her money was automatically, if she was married, automatically moved over to her spouse's account and she had to go to him to get it. If she didn't have a spouse, it went to her nearest relative. So it's an interesting dynamic that happened in this show. It's very extreme, but I think it's also a reality that we need to be paying attention to because these are the things that are actually happening. Maybe not so much that's in that show, but that's what our government is slowly starting to do, and we're allowing it to happen.
I want to read something out of Revelations.
Come on,
Revelation chapter 13. I'm gonna start at verse 11 because we talking about these things happening, and my wife just made the analogy to Handmaid's Tale that these things happen right up under these people's noses, and by the time they realize that it was too late, right? So we got Revelation 13, verse 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast come out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exercised all the power of the first beast that was before him, and he caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. He doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on earth in the sight of men." 14. "And he deceiveth them that dwell on earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them," which is the people that dwell on earth, "that they should make an image of the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live." 15. "He had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and to the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, poor, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand and the forehand, and that no man could buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. There is wisdom, let him that understand count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. When you read 11 through 18, a lot of people miss the fact that the only power that this beast had outside of the power of the dragon, we know that the dragon gave the beast the power, but the beast's power actually came from the agreements of the people. It caused them, it deceived them by means of the miracles. It deceived them.
Yep.
So in other words, when the people saw what this beast was doing, they went into agreements with them, with the beast.
Yep.
And it fed the beast. And it made the beast stronger. But they forgot that this was a beast that had horns like a lamb. They never heard when he talked, he spoke as a dragon.
Oh, man.
They never will. By the time they realized that this was not a lamb, but it was a dragon,
Too late.
it was too late.
They didn't agree. They come into agreement with it. That's what
came into agreement. And that's what's happening right now. What's happening in California, people, Trump is normalizing. He is making it normal, because what happened is you will see stuff so much to the point to where it becomes normal. He is normalizing an abnormal. He's telling you that we need to get people out of this country that's been in this country for how long now? And people is going right along with it. However you feel about it, maybe he's right. But my mama always told me it's not what you say.
It's how you say it.
It's not what you do, but how you do it.
Yep. Well, he's trying to make America great again. So
exactly.
There you have it.
Yep.
All right. So talking about strange. I'm sorry, Ayo. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, not at all.
He said no.
No.
All right. So talking about things being strange. This one, let me add this back. This is an interesting one. So the UK Advanced Research and Inventory Agency, the ARIA, is committing roughly 57 million to fund 21 solar geoengineering research projects globally, including small-scale outdoor experiments to test methods like stratospheric aerosol injection, cloud brightening, Arctic sea ice thickening, and citrus cloud thinning, all for the sake of doing what they call blocking the sunlight. The stratospheric aerosol injection trials aim to release reflective particles, sulfide or limestone dust, into stratosphere via balloons or aircrafts intended to bounce back sunlight and temporarily cool the planet. With this investment, coupled with 10 million from the National Environment Research Council, the UK becomes one of the top funders of this research, arguably overtaking the US in SRM support. What do you guys think about them blocking the sun? And this is their argument that volcanoes naturally cool the earth, so they figure if they do this, they're doing the same thing.
DIABO.
Logical.
Logical.
DIBO.
Logical. Yes, indeed.
Man, boy, these jokers crazy, man. Oh,
That's crazy.
boy.
This is the craziest, man. Like, for real.
They want to dim the sun.
Was that China not long ago created a new moon?
Sun.
Yeah,
create a moon and sun.
Yeah. This is not nothing new. We talked about this before the show.
Yep.
I asked Ayob, I said, in what world is it okay to tamper with nature? And this is what they do. They give us processed food and they tell you that it's better than what grows out of the earth.
Right.
They making AI now and they telling you that that's going to be better than us as people, right? So now they telling us that the sun is a problem. Well, it may be a problem to them.
Right.
But it ain't my fault you was born unmelanated.
Right.
It ain't a problem to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not a problem to me.
Yeah.
This is crazy, man.
Right.
I guess it's so crazy, ain't nobody got nothing to say about it.
I mean, here's my thing. Let's block out the sun, and they calling it a project. It says the geoengineering project is set to be giving the go-ahead within weeks and could see scientists explore techniques including launching clouds of reflective particles, like Banaf was reading earlier, into the atmosphere or using seawater sprays to make clouds brighter. So y'all just gonna try to play the Most High and do what Acts 2:18 and 19 saying. We talk about this all the time. Acts 2 verses 18 and 19 says, "And on my service and my handmaidens, I will do what? I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy. And I will show wonders in the heavens above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke." So keep fooling with these tornadoes. These volcanoes. Keep fooling with these volcanoes. These storms are getting stronger. On the way up to Chicago, when we was going up to the Royal Gathering, we passed through Kentucky. And I remember seeing this neighborhood where that tornado had just went through the week before. Y'all, you could see it was flat land. You could see from the highway all the way down, trees and houses was gone. It was devastation. I was like, look at that. So now you're going to take an airplane, take seawater, put the seawater in the airplane and some chemicals, dump it over in the clouds and let that come down?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
What kind of sorcery is that?
Yeah.
you're trying to do what you're trying to do signs and wonders on your own. But the word says that would be fake signs and wonders. That would be
Right.
fake miracles. Like you were just saying,
Mhm.
the beast, they're going to try to do everything and duplicate. What did it say in Isaiah? I will be like the Most High.
Like the Most High.
I will ascend. The only way y'all can ascend is through sorcery. So yeah,
Sorcery.
it's getting diabolical for real. DI. But yeah, that's my take. It ain't too much.
D-I-A-O.
We just wanted to bring this out because again, ABC, MSNBC, CNN, everybody talking about LA. And in the meantime, behind the scenes, they doing this stuff. Within weeks,
You know what's even
days and weeks.
what's even crazier is there are literal people who think this is a great thing.
Great thing.
They think this is a wonderful idea. I don't know how this doesn't scare people.
Because that sun weighing they hind end out.
That's what it is.
That sun.
That's
I
what it
survived,
is.
I survived the summer of 1985. I can survive any summer.
Right.
Anybody that was in Dallas remember the summer of 85? It might not be 85, but I know it was in the 80s. Anybody that was in Dallas doing that one summer, it was so hot outside.
The summer of 97 wasn't that great either. That was a hot one.
It was so hot outside. I seen the devil passing out ice cubes outside.
You understand? It was like that.
Had leather shoes melting to the concrete.
They have convinced people that it's hot. This is the point that I'm making.
Right.
Man, it's been hot. Especially if you're down here in the South.
It's been hot.
It's been hot.
It's been hot.
Right?
Well, that's cool.
These storms are getting worse. But these are engineered. A lot of these are engineered storms.
Yep.
As soon as tornado season comes, it's a tornado.
Everywhere.
I am so shocked that it ain't nothing twirling out there yet in the sea.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. They already talked about it. Not Hurricane Barbara, but Tropical Storm Barbara has already started to ignite.
You see what I'm saying? As soon as they think, they be waiting. And like we was talking about before the show started, that they say that they're doing this to save the earth. That's what they say, right? They'll tell, and people be on board with it, right? Like, but not saying that they believe this shit.
Yep.
Not understanding that what you were doing is the complete opposite of what you say that you were doing. This is how you know that these people are being led by the devil.
Get your ears.
Go and read your books of antiquities. The devil has been trying to kill us since Abel, people.
Yep.
Why in the world do you think it's the sun that they trying to get? Because they know that sun energizes us. Have you ever just cut you a watermelon open and just went outside on a hot day and eat your watermelon, man, in the sun? You getting charged two ways. You getting charged with that melon, and you getting charged with that sun. That sun have a different effect on them people than it do on us, and they know this, man.
And if you walk around in your grass barefoot, you get
You
charged,
getting charged that way too.
Yep.
And they know this, man. And you got black folks walking around here. They go to the beach. They blacker than Wesley Snipes. Blacker than what? And they putting sun lotion on. Talking about that.
Sun, yeah. It's SPF 100.
You gotta reapply it every 4 hours.
Yeah. We don't
You better go get that sunblock to Colonel Sanders down there.
Yeah, they be getting cooked, literally.
Getting cooked.
Do you know the way to the beach?
Let me show you the way. Let me show you the way.
Real, man.
Real, boy.
Yeah, man.
SPF 100.
Yeah, man.
All right, before we go to our next topic, though, we have a break.
Yeah.
It ain't a music break.
Look, everybody. I wonder what they're gonna play.
Who they playing today?
What they playing today?
What's the break, sir?
that video to say
Break time. Okay.
Yup.
My apologies.
Okay.
Here we go.
I want to say break.
So I'm gonna show you how I manipulated this right here, right? Putting all these back on this side. Yep. Hey, y'all bear with me because I'm gonna teach y'all a street lesson, right? Now, I had sweet stuff over here on this side. And I manipulated all the worms to come over here while I get that and put that in the sifter. This is worm poop right here. Good fertilizer. You know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna have occasional, you're gonna have some worm casting like eggs in here, and maybe a few baby worms that get through the sifter. But this is good fertilizer right here. I put on mango trees, lychee trees. So how I manipulate these worms is how we get manipulated in the streets. Because we like it when it's sweet, right? When the money's sweet, when everything is sweet, when we getting over. So all the worms run to the sweet stuff. Give me a chance to clean out the other side. And then I put the worms that's gathered around the sweet stuff back. And then all the other straggler worms, they're going to go to the other side. And then I clean out that side. And that's how they do us in the streets. Check it. So in our culture, we like to brag about big time D-boys. You know, the big meat, the Freeway Ricky Ross, the Rayful Edmonds, and the list goes on, right? But there's no such thing. That whole thing in the 80s, that was manipulated. That was put there for us. That was made to look sweet. Just like I put those watermelon over there, so all those worms can run over there, so I can do what I want on this side. It was put there. It was put in our lives. Now, I'm not talking about everybody, but most people that was in the D game, once that game got taken away from them, it wasn't so big time. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't start Fortune 500 companies. They didn't have multi-million-dollar companies. I'm talking most of the guys. Because that was given to us, to rock us to sleep, so we don't think about the Fortune 500 companies. So we don't think about the multi-million-dollar trucking companies. So we don't think about the landscaping. So we don't think about banking and real estate and all that. That was given to us to rock us to sleep. And it worked. So next time something is sweet, just think. Might not be so sweet.
Who was in charge of the CDC that was controlling and telling our government to shut down small businesses and what they recommend for the mandates of the vaccines and Pfizer and all? At the time when COVID was being enacted, I'm going to read off the staff of who was in charge of this CDC. The director of the CDC was Rochelle Walensky, dual citizenship with Israel. She's a Jew. Deputy director of the CDC, Ann Shawalchik, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. CDC chief of staff, Sherry Berger, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. CDC chief medical officer, Mitchell Wolf, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. CDC director of the Washington office. This is pertinent to the topic. We're talking about COVID, right? Yeah. This is pertinent to COVID. So I love you, Jennifer. Yeah, please. So director of the CDC of the Washington office, Jeff Resnick, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. COVID czar, Jeff Zaints, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. COVID senior advisor, Andy Slavitt, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Assistant of Health Secretary for Human Services for our country, the Assistant of Health Secretary, Rachel Levine, transgender, dual citizenship with Israel,
yes,
Jew.
Can I ask that you hold off, Christopher?
Ma'am, I'm almost done.
Mr. Wood, the chair has ruled that your comments are out of order. She's asked you to stop. The chair has...
You said Jew. There's nothing wrong with Jew. It's not derogatory. Yeah,
exactly. Okay, keep on going. Head of Pfizer Vaccines, Albert Bourla, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Pfizer chief scientist, Michael Dostin, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Moderna chief scientist, Tal Zaks, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. BlackRock, everyone know BlackRock? BlackRock CEO, Larry Fink, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. I said we're willing to sacrifice our ego, our reputation, and our lives. Yes, ma'am, and I love you, and I appreciate your patience. BlackRock's president, Rob Kapitow, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. The CDC chief medical officer of Johnson & Johnson, Joanne Waldstreicher, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Chief medical officer of Merck, Michael Rosenthal, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. Head advisor of the World Economic Forum, Yuval Harari, dual citizenship with Israel, Jew. And that's only talking about COVID. That's not talking about who's in charge.
Christopher, you need to stop.
Who's in control of the media or the bank? Go on. God bless you. Thank you for your patience.
Hey, boy, that was funny to me, man. Christopher, you need to stop.
You need to stop. You're out of order. Somebody grab his papers, please, and do something about it.
He said, "Thank you for your patience. I love you too."
Yeah, I love you too. I'm almost done. Why you want to kick me out now? I did a whole soliloquy, and I'm here at the end. Now you want to put me out?
Man, that was funny to
Hilarious.
me, man.
I was
Jew.
Yeah.
What
I learned a lot about worm poop too. I didn't know that.
Hey.
White grade worm poop.
When I first saw it, I said, that man just put his bare hand in there with them daggone worms like that.
Grab a handful of that and show it to you right on camera.
I said, he got to have something important to tell us, man. I've been listening to this brother, man. He was right, though. He was right. Because we've been saying forever, I ain't grow no cocaine in my backyard. Right. Yeah, right. Hey, so
they want you to think that. That's what they want you to think that.
Yes, dude.
Gotta love it.
All right.
I want to give a shout out to the Houston Brew as well, man.
Hey, man, say, man, what it brew? Houston Brew.
Already.
Hey, man, say, man.
Yes,
Well, if you guys don't know who this is,
you about to know today.
Let me introduce the real Black Panther to you.
Well, I'll tell you.
This is
Young man.
Ibrahim Toure. I was getting to that. Born March 14th, 1988. He is a Burkina Bay military officer, and he was the interim president of Burkina Faso. But he's been in power since his coup on September 30th of 2022. He is Africa's youngest head of state. So he went to school in Kara, I believe it's called, the Bondaku province, and studied geology. And he graduated with honors around 2009. And he joined the army in 2009, earned anti-craft training in Morocco, served in UN peacekeeping in Mali, and saw action in counterinsurgency across northern Burkina Faso, and was promoted to captain in 2020. He helped oust Paul Henry Damibe on September 30th, which is how he ended up in power, to confront jihadist rebels, and was formally sworn as president on October 6th of 2022. And he has a strong anti-neo-colonial rhetoric, notably expelling French forces, sacking their ambassador, and forging ties with Russia-backed Wagner mercenaries and other Jahil Jantis in a new alliance of Sahel states. And if you don't know who he is supporting, this look right here just says everything to me. This right here. When you see a military man grin like that, he trying to tell you something. And what he's trying to tell you is he ain't worried about nothing.
Nothing.
But look who he's aligning with. Look who that is right there.
Yeah.
He ain't worried about nothing the United States of these here United States have to say. He's a strong brother, very powerful, and is not scared to say what he feels like needs to be said, and doesn't mind rubbing people the wrong way if it means that he is keeping his country and his people safe. So I know you guys have some more information you'd like to share about Mr. Ibrahim Troy.
Well, the information I got, and real quick, mine gonna be quick. You can have it.
No, you good.
If anybody ever noticed, I ain't never seen dude in a regular t-shirt, suit and tie. He always look beret. He always got the toolie on him. Listen, I don't know. He was born in '88. He about 20 years younger. He a YN. Y'all better recognize this dude is not to be played with. I am that face right there says I am proficient in
At all. That's why I said, look at that
I do
grin.
not play. I do not get jiggy with nothing. I am business all the time, straight. So yeah, I do want to say. I think he has. I think he does know who he is as far as um from a biblical Yasharal standpoint. I don't know if he's all the way in, but I do know for sure he does. He knows that, and he talks about it all the time. We have to protect the Negro in America. He talks about it all the time. He is one of the first I've heard stay consistent on that message. So I do understand, and I do have a sense of he does have a somewhat of an understanding of who he is and who we are biblically. That ain't far as the tribe of Judah and the tribe of Benjamin and the southern tribe and the southern tribes and the northern. I do sense that he does that. So that's what I wanted to say. I do feel like the foundation is there. And Yasharal, look up your redemption draweth nigh. Not that he is the savior. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the more Hamashiach is revealed, the closer we'll be with our leaders that the Most High Spirit is on them and they can't be taken out. So, through individuals, we will see the Most High show up. So again, we just gotta, like Shir said earlier, this stuff over here, it's not our fight. We got to stay focused on the Most High, man. And I think this guy, he has an understanding of that. So yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
God, it couldn't have been said no better. I was trying to pull something up. It went to my computer, but it didn't come out right for me to pull it up. There's a guy by the name of Lawrence St. Cyr. Maybe I'm not pronouncing it right. This is from Yale Jackson School of Global Affairs, and who he is the president of Haiti, right? We talk about Haiti on this platform all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between Laurent St. Cyr and all of the other leaders that was in Africa before Ibrahim is that Laurent St. and those other leaders, they was put there by a European government.
Right.
All of those other presidents before this guy, except for one.
Right.
Except for one.
Right.
And that was the one that was the predecessor to the one that he did the coup on. Abraham did, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of the other ones, they talk change, but they allowed the Europeans to stay. They talk change, but they were still outsourcing all of the resources. They talk change, but yet the people were still living in deplorable states.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to really pay attention to what Ayo just said. Before I go there, let me tell you, I'm going to show you something with all of these world leaders. This is something that a lot of them have in common. Laurent St. Cyr is the inaugural Yale Peace Fellow at Jackson School International Leadership Center. Did you just hear what I said? He went to a school that's called Yale Peace Fellowship at the Jackson School of International Leadership Center.
Wow.
Most of these world leaders go to that school.
Wow.
A lot of them go to that school, no matter what country that they are in. So what does that tell me? That tells me that they're being educated.
Come on.
In a certain way on what they need to do, right? We talk about all the time that in order for them, when we look at people like Steve Harvey, I can't stand it. We talk about Candace Owens, right? We know who Jason Whitlock is, right? We look at people like that. What do these people have in common? They are that one Maccabees, which is a We gonna go to the leaders and we gonna say, yo, what can we do to get back in your graces? And they gonna say, you go back to your people and you deceive them. These leaders in these other nations, that's what they are. They look like the people of these nations.
Yep.
They talk the same language of the people of these nations, but they are plants of a diabolical nation that's gonna keep them in the state that they're in. Now we got this man. Put that man back on the screen, man. Let that man stay up there.
Yeah, listen.
I always want to do that. I be listening to news podcasts and stuff like that. To be like, hey, put it up on the screen now.
Put that back on the screen. Put it up there again.
Put that back up there.
Okay. Not too much. Not too much.
But this dude right here, though, back to the top. This dude is all for his people. This dude here is the Black Gaddafi. And the difference between him and Gaddafi is that social media was around during the time of Gaddafi, but it wasn't as powerful as it is now.
Right.
Which gave America the leeway to still persuade people and to make people believe that Gaddafi was an evil man. Now, when you go and look at the history of Gaddafi, this dude here took care of his people. All the way up to the end. And America did nothing but continue to bite his hand off until they killed him.
Yep.
Now, every leader that's in power right now, America, Fascio, Russia, and China, they stepping on us.
Yeah, they look.
Yo,
I see. We freezing. I hear you now. There you go. You moving again. You were froze up.
Stepping on us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We definitely gonna be in the beach house next week. Okay. There you go. Okay, you back. What? Oh. I love it. They say, oh yeah, old boy first.
Made somebody mad.
We're gonna show y'all.
What was I saying?
I
forgot what I was saying. I'm too old for that. What was I saying? Talking about
Abraham and the social media, how it's different.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
when they try
to put all of these leaders in place. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Ayob said something that was so profound, and I don't want people to miss what he said. He said, "Our redemption is near." When you go read the prophets of Isaiah and Jeremiah and Ezekiel, the Most High tell us over and over again that he is going to bring us back. And the only way he's going to be able to do that is that he got to have people that's put in power that's going to buck the system all the way through to start opening up the ways for us to get back over there, man. That's the only way. We're not looking at him as a savior by no means, but what we're seeing is a shift.
Right. That's it. That's what it represents.
And they know, and these people know that right now a shift is happening.
Yep.
And they trying to keep this dude under wraps. They don't want nobody to know about him, man.
Right.
They not talking about him because they don't know what to do with him right now. They are for real because they know they can't kill him.
Right. He got the ruach on. They can't do nothing. They didn't try it. 18
They done tried. You understand what I'm saying?
Fail.
And fail. Now the cat is out the bag.
Right.
White people is even on board with this dude.
Right.
So what's happening over there is going to be a direct impact on us over here. For real. I love the way Bernard brought him in. I like this picture that she showed of this brother right here, man. If y'all don't know who this brother is, start paying attention to him because right now he got all of these white leaders mad because he is not their plant. He is all about his people.
Yeah.
He said that how do you pronounce it? I can't keep it. How you pronounce it, Ayo?
Burkina Faso?
Burkina Faso is not for sale. It is not for sale, people. And he's letting them know. He say that the resources there are for the people.
Yep.
And he said that we will only negotiate on our own terms.
Yep.
The days of y'all coming in here taking what don't belong to y'all and taking it back, and we not benefiting from it, and y'all benefit, them days over with.
Yeah.
They over with. So we're not gonna deal with that no more. And one thing I know about white people is this. They hate to be told no.
Yeah. They try to put an ultimatum on them. You're like, man, y'all don't. If you don't take that stuff somewhere for I mush your face, I am not to be played with.
Not to be played with, man.
I do not play.
Yes, indeed.
I am not the one.
I am not the one today, tomorrow, yesterday, forever. Do not play. Yeah, he ain't playing.
And they love him over there too, man. He's giving the people back a voice and a hope, man.
Look, if you go down and negotiate and sit down in front of him and he's smiling, laughing, he invites, sit down, take a seat, let's talk. And you say something wrong and he start looking at you like that. How he looking, look at that face.
Yeah.
Boy, listen, I'll be trying to find I'll be backing up.
This the face I would be scared of.
Yeah, when he look at you. Oh, you tried to be funny, huh?
Oh, okay.
I'll be right back. Wait right here. I'll be gone. Pew! Yeah.
Out of there.
Yeah,
you know how them
come back with a magic.
You know how Sylvester and them feet be looking when they be spinning their feet on the
yes,
and making that sound. That's
yes,
how my feet.
Yeah, Trump don't want no Trump don't want no parts of that, man.
He better leave. He better leave dude alone. That's all I'm saying. He might be in over his head on this.
Was that Ayo say he a YN? Yeah, he a YN.
Yeah, he a YN.
Yeah.
Boy, you better. He wasn't born in '68. He was born in '88.
1988.
You better recognize.
A different cat out here.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right, Ayo.
Yo.
Your spotlight, sir.
Oh yeah, man. We got a doozy. Oh, we got a doozy this week. This is Mac Ingram, as you can see on the screen, man. He looked just like one of your uncles, your dad, one of your mentors in the neighborhood, your father, husband, hard worker, and Yanceyville, North Carolina, old town, just a little bit of history. Caswell County, right at the Virginia and North Carolina border. Just to put this in perspective of what we about to talk about. The 1860 census. Check this out. Yanceyville, North Carolina, Caswell County was 58.7% population was enslaved. So that's almost every 6 out of 10 people, y'all, was on a plantation working. So this, I seen this and run across this, and I was just like, wow, it brought me back to a scripture, and Ak was in this great book earlier, Revelation 12:10. I want to read this scripture before I get into it. Revelation 12:10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of the Most High and the power of Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before the Most High day and night. So I want to read this because the accuser of the brethren has been going strong for a long time. And this gentleman right here was a victim of an accusation. And we know that plenty Rosewood, Wilmington, Black Wall Street in Tulsa, a lot of our neighborhoods were burned down. A lot of us were slain, and our blood is still crying out because of an accusation. Okay. So here we got Mr. Mac Ingram. And this article reads, and the Beyond Critical Race Theory and Beyond Critical Race Facts this week is called Reckless Eyeballing, the Mac Ingram case. During Jim Crow segregation, a so-called black person could be accused of reckless eyeballing, which was a perceived improper look at a so-called white person presumed to have sexual intent. Listen to that. Mac was actually convicted of this. Mac Ingram's case was one of the clearest examples of how so-called black people were treated under Jim Crow's legal system. He was accused, convicted, and nearly imprisoned for simply looking in the direction of a so-called white woman. He never touched her. He never spoke to her. He only looked in her direction. In Yanceyville, North Carolina, Mac Ingram, a so-called black tenant farmer, was among the last convicted under this framework in 1951. A 17-year-old white woman, Willie Jean Boswell, testified. She testified that she was scared when her neighbor Ingram looked at her from an approximate, get this, distance of 65 feet. Not 10, not 5, not 40,
65.
but 65 feet. Prosecutors demanded a conviction of assault with intent to grape, if y'all know what I mean, I'm coding the word, that was reduced to assault on a female by the judge, leading to a 2-year sentence. He was defended by a white lawyer, Ernest Frederick Upchurch Sr. At the appeal and superior court, the judge instructed the jury that Ingram was guilty if he used, in quotes, intentional threats or menace of violence, such as looking at a person in a leering manner, causing another to reasonably fear imminent danger.
Oh, boy.
Oh, we almost done. That's hard to sit through and listen to. The all-white jury once again returned a conviction, leading to a 6-month sentence on the chain gang, suspended 5 years. So they said, hey, we're going to convict you for looking in her direction. We're going to give you 5 years, but we're going to suspend it. And now you're going to do 6 months on the chain gang. Following pressure from the NAACP with so-called black media outlets like Ebony, the North Carolina Supreme Court vacated the conviction because, in quotes, it cannot be said that a pedestrian may be assaulted by a look, however frightening, from a person riding in an automobile some distance away. You would think they would have done that the first time. He may have looked with lustful eyes, but there was the absence of any overt act. The look alone no longer represented grounds for conviction. Ingram spent over 2 years in prison, while his 3 trials took 2.5 years to resolve for looking in the direction of a white woman.
Mercy.
Let that sink in for a couple of seconds, man. 65 feet. And they threw this man, father, husband, farmer, worker, in jail because he was passing by. He looked in her direction. Threw him in jail. Mac Ingram.
That's insane.
Man, I seen that. I said, what in the world is going on? But it goes back to Jim Crow. You couldn't even look him in the eye. You had to keep your head down while talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
So
off the sidewalk when they passing by.
Right. Had to go. Yeah. Had to
You know
stop.
where else I've heard that term, reckless eyeball?
Where's it? Yeah. Where's that at?
First time I ever heard that term, reckless eyeball, was in the Texas penitentiary.
Wow. Ain't that
Tell
something?
you that when you walk up in them doors, man, you'll catch a case for reckless eyeballing.
That's wild.
That's my first time hearing that outside of them walls. First time I'm hearing it, so now I know where that come from.
Where it come from. Now you know where it
still
come
hold
from.
that. You will catch a case for reckless eyeballing. In the Texas penitentiary. This is what they're trying to run from, and we talk about this all the time. That joker that's in there now, 45 and 47.
Yep.
Illegal DEI teachings and stuff like this here, defunding schools that teach what he quote is not American education because it's showing who it is that they are, right?
Yep.
This is what they're trying to run from.
Yep.
You can't run from your history, man. No. You can't hide your history. We told y'all, we did, and I know, and we always have to make the disclaimer on this show, like, yo, that we are not Trump supporters. Now you starting to see what we meant by this year, right? Because it was for real, a lesser of two evils, right? This is what it was, and we told you that we gonna get our lumps. But we told y'all from the very beginning what this dude. This dude picked a side. Kamala couldn't pick a side. He picked a side, and you know who his side was? Rich white men of America.
Yep.
And he's living up to his bill. He's wanting to name certain areas upstate after Confederate generals, people.
Yep.
That's what he's trying to do. The point of what I'm saying is that he is for real. If he have his way, he gonna take this thing all the way back to the 1930s.
Yep. Make America great again. You'll see more and more. Again. He crossed the street and I was getting gas and he looked in my direction and I felt scared.
Right.
Put your hands behind your back, turn around. What do I do? You're on the arrest for reckless eyeballing.
Right.
And that's why that caught my eye. I said, let me bring this out because what's happening in LA, and like you said on the video yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before. We say, oh, it's just happening in LA. It ain't happening over here. All it take, it was happening 2 years ago in Venezuela. And we kept telling y'all that it was here next. So now it's happening in LA. Dallas and Houston could be next. Miami, Florida, Charlotte, North Carolina, Philadelphia. That's all. New York. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
You wouldn't be able to walk the street and look in ISIS direction. You was born here. You look in ISIS direction, they can come and get you just because you looked over there.
It's easy. This is why I was telling my wife, man, when you looking at this from the TV, they telling you that the rioters are out of control. You seeing police cars getting rocks, stones thrown on top of them, and you seeing cars turned over and on fire. It's easy to get deceived by what you seeing in that television.
Right.
Television.
Right.
You don't know who's throwing those stones.
Right.
You don't know who set them cars on fire. You don't know who flipped them cars over. I just sent the Ox something. Don't know if it's true or not, but Craigslist was hiring people, tough people in LA.
Seen that.
So the media telling you that the rioters is doing this year when we just told you that ICE is mercenaries. So if they can hire mercenaries to come kidnap people, you don't think that they can hire folks to come out there and tear the city up? And then the news reporters tell you the man just told you who run the world, Jews. That's not appropriate. Christopher, could you please? That's not appropriate, Christopher.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what they right.
That's what they're doing. And they telling you that the people doing that.
Right.
It's a big old pile of bricks, enough bricks to build a house. I keep.
Yep.
Downtown LA.
Yep.
Them niggas in LA ain't bought them bricks.
Nope. You ain't gonna see not one of us go and get a pallet full of bricks and just sit it in there like, come on, what is?
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wow, bro. This stuff is
That's
crazy.
why the scripture tell you that faith is not by what?
Hearing. By
sight.
Right. You gotta hear it. You can't. It's not by sight. You don't see it. You gotta see it with your ruach.
These folks are devils. They worship devils. They are magicians. They are witches. They are warlocks.
Yep.
And they are performing all of their sorceries
Yep.
in front of the people on that TV.
Yep. That's right.
That's what they doing.
Right.
All praises to the Most High.
So,
All praises for his ruach. All praises for his son, Mashiach, man, who came for us, his people, man, to say, I'm just going to let y'all have it. You dig what I'm saying? Like, we got food. We got lights. I got my baby got me.
that's it.
Indeed.
That's it, man.
I got you, babe.
Stick to the podcast.
I got you. He said, don't quit your day job, player.
Hey, I love y'all, man. Oh, I love y'all, man. I think one of the best things of being back, we was back with a full house tonight for Bill.
Yes, sir.
Yo, we had us an Ike and Tina turn moment last week. Y'all didn't even do it up in this joint, boy. We was, hey.
It was getting tough in here, Saints. Yes, we were not on the same page. Yeah, that's exactly how we looked. Pages flying everywhere.
You trying to help ship?
Just trying to help you, Sheer. Just trying to help.
Boy. Oh my Lord, boy.
Hey, but we made it through though. We did.
Oh, I'm glad I'm back. I got to play referee.
Yes, indeed, man. Hey, yeah, man. I love y'all, man. And as I said, the show will be changing before your eyes. We're gonna be playing with stuff, doing stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna get this thing to where it's supposed to be.
Yes, sir.
Everybody that's been with us since day one, keep hanging around. Keep hanging around. Right? Hey, yo, man, it's good to see you back. Know you've been through a lot. We've been praying for you and your family, man.
Yes, sir.
Continue to keep y'all lifted, and everybody else that's here. We love y'all. Me 2 times. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Boom, we appreciate
Houston
you.
Brew.
We appreciate you. Hebrew the Brew, D-Elect 12. Who else up here, man? There's people who done left as well.
Jamil the Trunk Rattler was in here at some point.
That's my brother, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, then. Oh, I don't know who Nessa C is, but yeah, I don't know if you
I think she came in with me 2 times.
Okay, then. Okay,
Tapped in for a little bit. Yeah, I seen it.
And then we have an Ezekiel 33. I don't know who that is.
Seeing some new faces, man.
We had some new faces. We're going to continue to have some new faces up in here, man.
Yeah.
We're going to have like-minded people up in here.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying?
SKS lyricist.
Yeah, we got y'all.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Yep. So with that being said, we will talk to y'all next week.
Yeah. Stay real.